The air crackled with anticipation. Sweat clung to the walls of the underground club. The bass drum thumped like a heartbeat. This was the underground, a space for raw talent and unfiltered expression, a space where dreams were born and hopes were tested. The crowd pulsed with energy, a sea of faces reflecting the stage lights. All eyes were forward, eager, expectant. Tonight, a new voice would rise. A hush fell over the crowd as the MC took the stage. His voice, amplified by the speakers, boomed through the club. "Give it up for the Young Ye!" The crowd erupted. The Young Ye! A name whispered in the streets, shared in hushed tones online, a beacon of hope for those who dare to dream. He was different. He didn't fit the mold. He was an anomaly in a world obsessed with conformity. But that was the point. The Young Ye poured his heart into his music. Every word a testament to his struggle, every rhyme a rebellion against the norm. But the world outside the club's dimly lit walls was a different story. The corporate music industry, a monolith of suits and boardrooms, saw him as a threat. Conform, they demanded. Wear the suit, play the game. DAAC, the embodiment of this corporate greed, loomed large. They dictated what was acceptable, what was marketable, what was profitable. The Young Ye refused to play their game. The Young Ye's defiance was met with swift retribution. Doors slammed shut, venues canceled bookings. His music, once celebrated for its raw honesty, was now deemed too edgy, too real for mainstream consumption. DAAC, with its iron grip on the music industry, had made its stance clear: conform or be silenced. The Young Ye felt the sting of rejection, the cold hand of censorship pressing down on his creativity. The struggle extended beyond music. The Young Ye saw it everywhere. People judged, categorized, and dismissed based on appearances, on how well they fit into predefined boxes. Jobs denied, opportunities missed, voices stifled, all because they didn't conform to DAC's narrow vision of the world. The city, once vibrant and pulsating with individuality, began to feel the pressure, the slow creep of conformity threatening to extinguish its spirit. The streets, once alive with the rhythm of 1,000 dreams, grew quiet under DAAC's oppressive gaze. Street art, once a vibrant tapestry of expression, was replaced by sterile corporate advertisements. The very air felt heavy, burdened by unspoken anxieties, by dreams deferred. The Young Ye felt the weight of the city on his shoulders. The silenced voices echoed in his ears, fueled his anger, and ignited a fire in his heart. He would not let them win. He would not let DAAC extinguish the city's soul. The Young Ye knew he couldn't stay silent. He had a platform, a voice. He would use his music, his words, to expose DAAC for what it was, a greedy, soulless entity, more concerned with profit than with the well-being of the people. This was bigger than him, bigger than his music. This was about fighting for the soul of the city, for the right to be heard, to be seen, to be valued for who you were, not for what you wore. The Young Ye poured his anger, his frustration, his unwavering belief in the power of individuality into his music. He sang of the struggles, the injustices, the suffocating grip of DAAC. His words resonated with the people, sparking a flicker of defiance in their hearts. Word spread like wildfire through the streets, through the underground networks, through the very air itself. The Young Ye's music became an anthem, a call to action. People started to gather, drawn together by a shared sense of frustration, a yearning for something more. They came from all walks of life, from every corner of the city, artists and activists, dreamers and rebels, the silenced and the marginalized. They came to listen, to be heard, to find solace in shared anger, and to ignite the flames of rebellion. This was more than just a concert, more than just a gathering. This was the birth of a movement. The Young Ye's music became a rallying cry. His lyrics, raw and unflinching, resonated with those who felt marginalized, ignored, and oppressed. Each word, each verse, chipped away at the facade of DAAC's carefully constructed corporate image. The message spread beyond the underground clubs, beyond the back alleys, carried on the airwaves, and through the digital arteries of the city. It seeped into the cracks of conformity, awakening a spirit of resistance that had been dormant for too long. The movement grew organically, fueled by shared experiences and a collective yearning for change. People gathered in parks, on street corners, in hidden spaces, drawn together by the Young Ye's music and the message it carried. They shared stories of injustice, of dreams stifled, of opportunities denied. They found strength in numbers, in the realization that they were not alone. A sense of solidarity emerged, a shared understanding that they were stronger together. The young Ye didn't seek to lead this movement, he merely provided the soundtrack. He was a conduit, a voice for the voiceless, an amplifier of the people's discontent. His music gave them courage, gave them hope, gave them the strength to believe that change was possible. He became a symbol of defiance, an embodiment of their collective anger and their unyielding desire for a better world. The city, once shrouded in fear and resignation, began to stir. The young Ye's music had awoken something primal, something powerful. The people, emboldened by their shared anger and inspired by the young Ye's unwavering spirit, found their voice. The streets, once eerily quiet, came alive with the sound of protest. Chants of "No more" and "We are not afraid" echoed through the concrete canyons, a defiant roar against DAAC's oppressive regime. The media, initially hesitant to cover the growing unrest, could no longer ignore the sheer magnitude of the movement. News crews descended upon the city, eager to capture the raw energy and unwavering spirit of the people. The young Ye's music provided the backdrop for countless news reports, his lyrics dissected and analyzed by talking heads desperate to understand the phenomenon that was unfolding before their eyes. The movement transcended music, becoming a cultural touchstone, a symbol of resistance against corporate greed and social injustice. DAAC, caught off guard by the ferocity and speed at which the movement had spread, scrambled to contain the damage. They issued carefully worded statements, attempted to discredit the young Ye and his message, and even tried to buy his silence with lucrative offers. But their efforts were futile. The young Ye refused to be silenced, refused to be bought. He knew that this fight was bigger than him, bigger than his music. This was about the soul of the city, about the right of the people to determine their own destiny. The movement gained momentum with each passing day. The young Ye's music became the soundtrack of the revolution, his lyrics a rallying cry for change. The walls of conformity crumbled, brick by metaphorical brick, under the weight of the people's collective will. Artists, inspired by the young Ye's courage and the spirit of the movement, used their talents to amplify the message of resistance. Murals depicting the young Ye and his lyrics sprung up on walls across the city, transforming once sterile concrete canvases into vibrant expressions of defiance. Musicians from all genres flocked to the city, drawn by the raw energy and the sense of purpose that permeated the air. They joined the young Ye on stage, their voices blending in a harmonious chorus of dissent. The movement had become a cultural phenomenon, a force to be reckoned with. Even those who had initially been hesitant to take a stand, who had been content to remain silent, found themselves swept up in the tide of change. The young Ye's music had touched something deep within them, awakened a sense of responsibility, a desire to be part of something larger than themselves. The movement's message resonated far beyond the city limits. The young Ye's music, carried on the airwaves and digital streams, reached the ears of a nation hungry for change. His lyrics, raw and honest, spoke of the struggles faced by everyday people, the injustices that had become all too common. He became a voice for the voiceless, a symbol of hope in a world shrouded in shadows. One person who heard the young Ye's message was Kamala Harris, then a senator known for her unwavering commitment to justice and equality. She saw in the young Ye and the movement he inspired a reflection of the values she held dear, a belief in the power of the people, a commitment to fighting for a more just and equitable society. She reached out to the young Ye, offering her support and pledging to use her platform to amplify the movement's message. The young Ye, humbled by Harris's support, saw in her a powerful ally, someone who could help take the movement to the next level. They shared a vision of a world where everyone had the opportunity to thrive, regardless of their background, their beliefs, or how they chose to express themselves. Together, they vowed to fight for that vision, to dismantle the systems of oppression that held so many people back, and to build a better future for all. With Harris's support, the movement gained even greater momentum. Her voice, amplified by the national media, brought the issue of DAAC's corruption and the need for systemic change to the forefront of the national conversation. People across the country, inspired by the young Ye's music and Harris's unwavering advocacy, began to speak out against injustice and demand accountability. The pressure on DAAC mounted with each passing day. Whistleblowers, emboldened by the movement's message of empowerment and the promise of protection from Harris's office, came forward with damning evidence of the corporation's illegal activities. The media, fueled by the steady stream of revelations, kept the story alive, shining a light on the dark underbelly of corporate greed and its devastating impact on countless lives. The young Ye, using his music as a weapon, continued to rally the masses. His concerts became more than just musical performances. They were acts of defiance, celebrations of resilience, and calls to action. He used his platform to amplify the voices of those who had been silenced for too long, to expose the truth about DAAC's corrupt practices, and to inspire others to join the fight for a better world. The weight of evidence against DAAC became too heavy to ignore. The corporation, once considered untouchable, found itself facing a barrage of lawsuits, investigations, and public outrage. Their carefully crafted image lay shattered, their empire crumbling under the weight of their own greed and corruption. Kamala Harris, working tirelessly behind the scenes, played a pivotal role in bringing DAAC to justice. She used her legal expertise and her political capital to ensure that the corporation was held accountable for its actions. She fought tirelessly for the victims of DAAC's discriminatory practices, securing restitution and ensuring that measures were put in place to prevent such abuses from happening again. The final blow came when DAAC's CEO, facing overwhelming evidence of his role in the corporation's illegal activities, was arrested and charged with multiple felonies. The arrest sent shockwaves through the corporate world, a stark reminder that no one, not even the most powerful CEOs, were above the law. With its leadership in disarray and its reputation in tatters, DAAC crumbled, its assets seized, and its operations shut down. The underground club pulsed with an energy unseen before. The young Ye, riding the wave of triumph, had transformed the space into a sanctuary of liberation. The air throbbed with the intoxicating rhythm of freedom, a symphony of bodies moving as one. The young Ye on stage was electric. His every word, every gesture ignited the crowd's euphoria. They danced with abandon, celebrating their collective victory over oppression. This was their moment, their hard-fought liberation. But lurking in the digital shadows, a different breed of creature stirred, the internet trolls. Envious of the joy and unity that radiated from the club, they slithered into the online chat rooms, their keyboards spewing venom. They sneered at the music, mocked the dancers, their words dripping with the bitterness of lives lived in the shadows. These were the perpetually aggrieved, the self-proclaimed arbiters of taste who had never created a single thing of beauty. The young Ye, ever vigilant, sensed the negativity seeping in. He saw the hateful comments flashing across the screens, felt the negativity attempting to pierce the club's joyful bubble. But he refused to let their poison spoil this night. He would not let their hate diminish the love and joy that filled the room. He launched into his next song, Haters Gonna Hate, his voice dripping with defiance. The song, an anthem of self-love and resilience, became a sonic weapon, its beats a shield against the trolls' negativity. The trolls, their hateful words drowned out by the music and the crowd's ecstatic singing, found themselves transforming. Their fingers, poised over their keyboards, morphed into gnarled claws. Their pasty skin turned a sickly green, their eyes glowing with a malevolent light. The young Ye's music, imbued with the raw power of his spirit, had turned them into the creatures they truly were, grotesque, pathetic trolls banished to the darkest corners of the digital world. A stray cat, drawn by the scent of fear and negativity, slunk into the room, its eyes fixed on the transformed trolls. The hunt was on. Section 2, Mystical Rhythms of the East. The young Ye, his spirit soaring after vanquishing the trolls, found himself drawn to a different kind of rhythm. He craved an experience that transcended language and culture, a primal connection through music and movement. He found himself standing before a nondescript door, the air thick with the scent of incense and exotic spices. The rhythmic beat of drums and the melodic strains of a stringed instrument he couldn't quite place beckoned him inside. He stepped into a scene of vibrant, swirling color. The air vibrated with the energy of 100 conversations, 100 stories told through the language of music and dance. Intricate patterns adorned the walls, reflecting the flickering light of ornate lanterns. The scent of cardamom and saffron hung heavy in the air, mingling with the musky aroma of hookah smoke. The young Ye, captivated by the scene, allowed himself to be swept away by the music. He watched, mesmerized, as beautiful women in brightly colored, flowing costumes took the stage. Their movements, fluid and graceful, told stories of love, loss, and longing, their bodies swaying in perfect harmony with the music. The men in the audience, their eyes sparkling with admiration, showered the dancers with money, the crisp bills raining down like confetti. The young Ye, caught up in the moment, found himself digging into his pockets, adding his own contribution to the downpour of appreciation. The music shifted, the tempo increasing, the drums beating faster. Men, their chests bare, took to the floor, their movements powerful and seductive. They spun and leaped, their bodies contorting in ways that defied gravity, their energy infectious. The young Ye, feeling the rhythm coursing through his veins, found himself drawn to the dance floor, his body moving instinctively to the primal beat. Section 3. Boogie Fever Time Machine. The night was young, and the young Ye, his spirit still buzzing from the intoxicating energy of the Middle Eastern club, felt an insatiable urge for more. He yearned to experience the roots of rhythm, to travel back in time to witness the birth of the music that flowed through his veins. He found himself staring at a sight that seemed ripped from the pages of a science fiction novel, a time machine pulsating with energy, beckoning him to take a leap of faith. Without hesitation, he stepped into the pulsating heart of the machine, the air crackling with energy around him. He punched in the year 1977, the year disco reigned supreme. The machine whirred to life, transporting him through a vortex of time and space. When the disorientation subsided, he found himself standing on a street corner bathed in the warm glow of neon lights. The air throbbed with the irresistible pulse of a disco beat, beckoning him closer. He followed the sound to a club, its entrance a riot of color and energy. He stepped inside, immediately enveloped in a sea of bodies swaying in perfect synchronicity to the music. The air shimmered with the scent of perfume and sweat, a heady mix that only added to the intoxicating atmosphere. The dance floor was a kaleidoscope of movement and sound, a mesmerizing spectacle of platform shoes, bell-bottoms, and afros defying gravity. The young Ye, captivated by the energy, couldn't help but join the throng, his body moving instinctively to the infectious beat. He spun and swayed, lost in the moment, feeling the rhythm course through his veins. Section 4, Back to the Future Funk. The night continued in a whirlwind of disco balls, glittering jumpsuits, and dance moves that defied the laws of physics. The young Ye, caught up in the infectious energy of the 70s, felt more alive than he ever had. But as the night wore on, he knew it was time to return to his own time. Stepping back into the time machine, he braced himself for the journey back to the future. He arrived back in his own time, the echoes of disco beats still ringing in his ears. But the world he returned to was not the world he had left behind. The familiar cityscape was gone, replaced by towering structures of chrome and glass, pulsing with an otherworldly glow. Hovering vehicles zipped through the air, casting eerie shadows on the streets below. The young Ye, disoriented but intrigued, ventured into this new world. He found himself drawn to a pulsating light show emanating from a nearby building. As he approached, he realized it wasn't a light show but a gathering of robots, their metallic bodies moving in perfect synchronicity to an electronic beat that seemed to vibrate in his very bones. The music, a fusion of funk, techno, and something altogether alien, was both familiar and strange, a testament to the evolution of rhythm across time. He watched in awe as a robot, its chrome body gleaming under the pulsating lights, took to the stage. Its movements were sharp, precise, a testament to its advanced programming. This was a rap battle like no other, a clash of styles and eras. The young Ye, his competitive spirit ignited, knew he couldn't resist the challenge. He stepped onto the stage, the robots parting to make way for the human challenger. The battle commenced, a sonic clash of human ingenuity and artificial intelligence. The young Ye, drawing on his experiences, his struggles, and his triumphs, poured his heart into his rhymes. The robots, their metallic bodies swaying rhythmically, responded with their own brand of futuristic funk, their lyrics a complex algorithm of rhyme and reason. The battle raged on, each contestant pushing the other to their limits. In the end, it was the young Ye, his human heart beating with the rhythm of the ages, who emerged victorious. The robots, their programming unable to comprehend the raw emotion and authenticity of his performance, acknowledged his victory with a collective whirring of gears and a synchronized bow. The young Ye had conquered time, vanquished trolls, and now he had earned the respect of the robots. The time machine hummed, a familiar energy crackling around him. This time, the destination was pre-programmed, 2024, home. The journey felt shorter this time, the thrill of temporal displacement replaced by a quiet anticipation. He stepped out into an alleyway, the familiar grit of his city greeting him like an old friend. Everything felt familiar yet different. The air buzzed with a newfound energy, a sense of hope he hadn't felt before. Word of his exploits had somehow traveled through time. Murals depicting his journey adorned brick walls, his lyrics spray-painted alongside images of his triumphs. The city that had once tried to silence him now celebrated him as a hero. The young Ye was home, but his journey wasn't over. He had faced down robots and internet trolls, danced with sultans and disco queens, but a new challenge awaited him. A challenge that would test not just his musical prowess, but his spirit. The news spread like wildfire. The young Ye, champion of time and rhythm, was stepping into the ring. Not a concert stage, but a boxing ring. A bare-knuckle fight against a formidable opponent, a man known for his brutality and ruthlessness. Some called it madness. Others saw it as the ultimate test of his mettle. The young Ye saw it as another battle, another opportunity to prove that rhythm could conquer rage, that heart could overcome hate. He trained with a ferocity he didn't know he possessed. Every punch, every block was infused with the rhythm of his journey, the echoes of every battle won. He channeled the energy of the disco floor, the passion of the Middle Eastern dancers, the raw power of his own music. He was ready. The night of the fight arrived, the arena buzzing with anticipation. The crowd, a mix of his loyal fans and curious onlookers, crackled with nervous energy. The lights dimmed, the announcer's voice booming through the speakers, and the young Ye entered the ring. The roar of the crowd was deafening as the young Ye, clad in black silk shorts emblazoned with his signature logo, stepped into the ring. Across from him stood his opponent, a mountain of muscle with a face etched in stone. The bell rang, signaling the start of the first round. His opponent, fueled by rage and a desire to crush, came out swinging. The young Ye, drawing on his newfound agility and the rhythmic precision honed through his time-bending journey, dodged and weaved, avoiding the brunt of the blows. He countered with jabs of his own, each punch a percussive beat against the backdrop of the roaring crowd. His opponent, used to quick victories through brute force, grew frustrated as his attacks were met with a fluidity he couldn't comprehend. The young Ye wasn't fighting with rage. He was fighting with rhythm, each movement a syncopated dance of defense and attack. Rounds blurred into a symphony of sweat, leather, and grunts. The young Ye, though outmatched in size and strength, refused to back down. He took punches, his body a canvas for his opponent's fury, but he always got back up. Each time he rose, the crowd roared louder, their cheers fueling his spirit. He was fighting for something more than just himself. He was fighting for the kid in the club, the dancer in the street, the dreamer who dared to be different. Then it happened. A gap in his opponent's defenses, a moment of vulnerability. The young Ye saw it, a fleeting opportunity presented like a breakbeat in a song. He unleashed a combination, a flurry of punches that flowed with the precision of a practiced musician. A left hook to the body, a right uppercut to the jaw, and finally a thunderous right cross that connected with his opponent's chin. The crowd erupted as the young Ye's opponent crashed to the canvas, the sound of the impact echoing through the stunned silence that followed. The referee, his face a mask of disbelief, began the count. 1, 2, 3. The young Ye, his chest heaving, watched from the opposite corner, his own body a tapestry of pain and exhaustion. 4, 5, 6. The crowd, sensing the magnitude of what they were witnessing, held their breath. 7, 8, 9. The young Ye's opponent lay still, his eyes closed, his body finally succumbing to the relentless rhythm that had been building throughout the fight. 10. The referee's voice boomed through the arena, shattering the tension that had gripped the crowd. The young Ye had done it. Against all odds, he had defeated a man twice his size, a man known for his brute strength and ruthlessness. But the young Ye had something his opponent lacked. Heart. The heart of a champion. The crowd erupted in a frenzy of cheers and applause, their hero's name echoing through the arena. The young Ye, his face a mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration, raised his arms in victory, acknowledging the outpouring of love and support washing over him. He had proven that rhythm could conquer rage, that heart could overcome hate, that even the most unlikely of heroes could rise to the occasion. News of the young Ye's victory spread like wildfire, igniting a citywide celebration. The streets, once silenced by DAAC's oppressive grip, now pulsed with the joyous rhythm of liberation. A parade was organized in his honor, a kaleidoscope of colors, music, and dancing that snaked its way through the heart of the city. The young Ye, riding atop a float adorned with speakers blasting his music, beamed at the outpouring of love and appreciation. He saw the faces of those he had inspired, the kids who dared to dream, the artists who refused to be silenced, the everyday heroes who had found their voice. This victory wasn't just his, it belonged to all of them. Banners bearing his image and lyrics adorned buildings, a testament to the power of his message. His music, once deemed too edgy, too real, now filled the airwaves, a soundtrack for a city reborn. The young Ye had become more than just a rapper. He was a symbol of hope, a champion of the people, a living embodiment of the transformative power of rhythm. And as the sun set on the city, Casting a warm glow on the celebrating crowds, the young Ye knew that his journey was far from over. There were still battles to be fought, injustices to be challenged, and rhythms to be explored. But for now, he allowed himself to bask in the moment, to savor the sweet taste of victory, and to dance to the beat of a city reborn.